Postseason baseball is here. Now would be a great time to check out our back catalog. Get caught up on all the season's best storylines, and if you like what you hear, please share the show with a friend. Let's get on to this one.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
Hello, Dodger Blue Dreamers. Thank you for listening. We've made it. 162 games played. The regular season is now over. The postseason has commenced. What happened over the last 6 months of play is now just a number on the back of a baseball card. It's what happens from here on out that players are remembered for forever. In October, memories are made, dreams are destroyed, and the same logic from the regular season just doesn't apply. October baseball is different. It's a month that the baseball gods rule with a fierce, unpredictable hand. Short series determine the best team's fate and tug on the heartstrings of fan bases around the country. The way things unfold in October is rarely something you can predict, but it's something you can pray about and dream about. It's a period of ghosts and angels, fate and luck, heartbreak and ecstasy. This is a story about that. It's also a little bit about the last game of the regular season on Sunday when the Dodgers played the last place Rockies in Colorado, and it's a story about longtime Dodgers utility player Chris Taylor. Welcome to Dodger Blue Dream, a documentary made in real time as the season unfolds. I'm Richard Parks III. Today's episode, in CT3 We Trust. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Chris Taylor, a.k.a. CT3, the Dodgers' long-standing, embattled fan favorite utility player, has had a bad year. CT3 has had many great seasons as a Dodger, and he's under contract through 2026. But this year, things took a turn for the worse. People are calling for his head.
Hello, Richard. This is one of your callers.
I even got a message about this.
I'm calling you from an undisclosed location because I'm about to say the 7 most... I'm calling you from an undisclosed location because I'm about to say the 7 most dangerous words in all of Los Angeles. Why is Chris Taylor on this team? I mean, surely any of the options that have gone through the revolving door that is the bottom of our order would be better than him. Even Nick Ahmed was a little more promising than what CT's given us this year. Is it really just because of all the money he's owed? Does he have dirt on the Guggenheim Group? What could it be? I'll take my answer off the air.
During one particularly horrid stretch this season, CT3 went 9 for 90. That's a 100 batting average, a full 100 points below the so-called Mendoza line, a.k.a. a batting average of 200, named for Manny Mendoza, who played in the big leagues for 9 seasons in the 70s and 80s, and hit below 200 in 5 of those 9 seasons. The Mendoza line has long been considered the bare minimum of offensive production for a position player to remain on a major league roster. So ignominious is the association with this substandard statistic. Mario Mendoza has said publicly that he wishes it was called something else. Ironically, he finished his career above the Mendoza line, hitting .215, and so Bob Uecker, the guy who played the broadcaster in Major League,
just a bit outside.
Yeah, him. He actually was a big league catcher and had a career batting average of exactly 200. Uecker once famously said, "I led the league in go get him next time," and has offered to take over from Mendoza as the poster child for the bare minimum of offensive production. And this shows how even in an age where barrel percentage and hard contact might be valued above batting average, finishing below the the Uecker line is still something big leaguers might feel sensitive about.
Thank you, John, for the last time in this regular season. Game 162. The Dodgers finishing up the regular campaign against the Rockies at Coors Field. Let's say hello from the booth.
And going into the last game of the regular season on Sunday in Colorado, Chris Taylor's average was sitting at 199, just below the euchre line.
Top of the 8th, just a 1-0 ball game here. Still doable. And the pitch outside to Taylor, 1 ball, no strikes.
And he was 0 for 1 when, in the 8th inning, he came up in a rare, low-scoring game at Coors Field with the Dodgers trailing 1-0. And then this happened.
He swings, hits a ball deep to right. This ball heading back. This ball is gone. It's a home run for Taylor, and he ties the game in the 8th inning. And the Dodgers in business and on the board. It is 1-1.
CT3 crossed the Mendoza-Euchre line, and he tied the game with a single swing. He ended up hitting .202 on the season. Statistically, the worst season of his career. But he saved himself from ignominy at the 11th hour. He helped his team win the game, and he did it with that modest flair for the dramatic that is familiar to those of us who've watched CT3 over his years as a Dodger. This is a player who's been a part of so many memorable Dodgers teams and postseasons over the course of the last decade. But there is some doubt as to whether CT3 will be playing in the postseason this year. Let me explain. The Dodgers play their first postseason game on Saturday at Dodger Stadium. Dave Roberts will submit a postseason roster card that day, and there can only be 26 names on it. That's 2 fewer players than on the last day of the regular season. Typically, a utility player like CT3 adds great value in a postseason setting for late-inning replacements and lineup shifts. He can play shortstop or second. He can play anywhere in the outfield. But because of his poor performance at the plate this season, CT3 is on the block to be cut. And a lot of people are projecting he'll be the one left out. I believe he should not be cut. Like we said in the beginning, October is different. It's a time when analytics take a back seat to gut instinct. Some historically great players aren't that great in the postseason. You could argue that Clayton Kershaw is one, and even in the past couple years, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman have struggled in the post after MVP-worthy regular season performances. And some average players, even unknown players, shine in the postseason. This month, we want the guys who are going to outplay their regular season selves. We want everybody to be above average. And why would I think that Chris Taylor could meet that challenge? CT3 is a baseball god story. He's a longtime Dodger who has had some huge moments in the postseason before.
In the air to left, into the gap, it is caught! Taylor!
He made this game-saving catch in Game 7 of the 2017 NLCS.
With a run-saving catch and who knows how much more.
And the Dodgers went on to win the game and the series with Taylor being named the co-MVP. Then, leading off Game 1 of the 2017 World Series...
That is scooped and lifted way out of here into left. Bang! Starts the World Series for Chris Taylor.
Taylor hit a home run on the first pitch he saw, setting the tone for a series that we should have and could have won against the Astros had they not cheated by stealing signs. And with the Dodgers on the ropes in the bottom of the 9th inning in the wild card game in 2021...
Taylor, a struggling hitter. Dodgers trying to walk it off and go to San Francisco.
Who hit a walk-off home run to send the team to the NLDS?
Reyes fires. Swinging a drive. Deep left field. This is way back. Walk him off. Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor with the moment of his life. And he's had some big moments. A walk-off home run. His 6th career postseason homer. And Taylor, a struggling hitter, delivers in the clutch.
Even though this was the worst season of Chris Taylor's career, he's been turning it around heroically since that awful 9 for 90 stretch. After injuring his groin when running out a double at Dodger Stadium one night in July, CT came back from the IL with a new approach at the plate and a new swing. And since then, he's hit .303 in the second half of the season. And he's been getting better and better as the season goes on. He hit .330 in September, .474 in the last 2 weeks, and .546 in the last week. And that last swing of the regular season for him went out of the ballpark and tied the game. That home run was a turning point. And now the postseason is upon us. When I think about CT3, I don't want to think about his year-end batting average. I want to think about the magic that he's capable of. I want to believe. It's time to put away the pencils and break out the devotional candles. And that is why I believe Chris Taylor should not be cut.
Hello there, Dodger Blue Dream.
I got a message that elaborates on this sentiment too, from another listener, my friend Brian Hidalgo.
We are here, close to the end of the season, which has me feeling cautiously optimistic, yet optimistically cautious. I'm feeling good about our old guys that have been on the team for many years. I'm talking CT3. Those guys are taking us to the promised land. CT3, and CT3 We Trust. He's proven postseason performer, and I cannot wait to see if they utilize him this postseason. He was very, very underutilized, him and Kike, last year. Very underutilized. Last game against the Diamondbacks when they got swept. Last game, Dodgers only had 2 runs. Who is responsible for those 2 runs? My boy Kike and my boy CT. So I'm looking forward. To see what they're going to do.
In addition to leaving this message, Brian gifted me a very special candle. It's like a devotional candle, except instead of the Virgin or a saint, it has an image of Chris Taylor on it. And in Gothic script, it reads, "In CT3 We Trust." To end the episode, I'm going to light that candle and say a little prayer. May Chris Taylor make the postseason roster this year. May he have an opportunity to redeem himself and his paltry performance at the plate over the course of the regular season. May his hot streak continue, and may his modest Euchre-line performance be overshadowed by some explosion of greatness in the postseason this year. May our underdog aspects fuel our competitive fire, and may we stay humble and lift up those around us, especially those in need. And may we win it all in a non-pandemic year this year and celebrate with a parade in the streets of Los Angeles, from the South Bay to the Valley, from the West Side to the East Side. Everybody very happy. In CT3 We Trust. Amen. Dodger Blue Dream is written and produced by me, Richard Parks III. Original music in this episode by William Ryan Fritch, Jonathan Snipes, and by me. This episode was made with the help of Caitlin Esch, Jordan Bass, Elizabeth Parks Kibbe, and Tyler Hill. Special thanks to Ben Kramer and Brian Hidalgo. If you like Dodger Blue Dream, please help me spread the word. Share the show with a friend, leave us a rating and a review, and check out our back catalog. Thank you for listening. Go Dodgers.